The political landscape between Canada and the United States has grown increasingly tense in recent weeks. U.S. President Donald Trump has threatened to impose new tariffs on Canadian goods. This has sent shockwaves through the Canadian economy. In response to this escalating situation, Alberta Premier Danielle Smith has embarked on a diplomatic mission to Washington, D.C. Smith's goal is to advocate for Alberta's interest and to try and avert a potentially damaging trade war. Smith's visit to Washington comes at a critical juncture in Canada-U.S. relations. The outcome of her meetings could have significant implications for the Canadian economy. Premier Smith has not minced words when it comes to her assessment of Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's handling of the situation. She has been vocal and unrelenting in her critique, making it clear that she believes Trudeau's leadership has been lacking in several key areas. Smith argues that Trudeau's approach to diplomacy, particularly with the Trump administration, has been not only ineffective, but also counterproductive. She points out that Trudeau's strategies have often led to more tension rather than resolution. According to Smith, Trudeau's approach to dealing with former President Donald Trump was fraught with missteps. She believes that Trudeau failed to establish a strong rapport with Trump, which she sees as a critical error given the importance of the Canada-U.S. relationship. Smith points to a pattern of strained interactions between Trudeau and Trump, highlighting several instances where public disagreements were evident. She suggests that these public spats have only served to weaken Canada's position on the global stage. This includes not just public disagreements but also what she perceives as missed opportunities for collaboration. Smith believes that Trudeau's inability to find common ground with Trump has led to missed chances for beneficial agreements and partnerships. Smith contends that Trudeau's actions have damaged the crucial relationship between Canada and the United States. She argues that the strained relationship has had tangible negative impacts on trade and diplomatic efforts. She believes that this has made it more difficult to find common ground on trade issues, which are vital for the economic health of both nations. Smith emphasizes that a strong Canada-U.S. relationship is essential for addressing shared challenges and opportunities. Her sharp criticisms of Trudeau reflect the seriousness of the situation and the high stakes involved. Smith's pointed remarks underscore her belief that effective leadership is crucial for navigating the complex landscape of international relations and ensuring the prosperity of Canada. The relationship between Justin Trudeau and Donald Trump has been marked by periods of both cordiality and tension. However, certain incidents have cast a long shadow over the relationship. One notable example occurred during the G7 summit in 2018. Trudeau made comments about Trump to the press after Trump had left the summit. Trump, known for his sensitivity to criticism, reacted angrily. This incident, along with other disagreements over trade and policy, contributed to a perception that the relationship between the two leaders was strained. Smith argues that this has had a negative impact on Canada-U.S. relations as a whole. Despite the challenging political climate, Premier Smith has expressed cautious optimism about her meetings in Washington. She has emphasized her commitment to finding a win-win solution that benefits both Canada and the United States. Smith has met with key officials in the Trump administration, including trade representatives and members of Congress. She describes her conversations as productive and encouraging. Smith believes that her message, which focuses on the importance of free trade and the strong economic ties between Alberta and the United States, is resonating with the Trump administration. Section 5. Addressing Canadian concerns amidst trade tensions. The threat of U.S. tariffs has understandably caused anxiety among Canadians, particularly those involved in industries that rely heavily on trade with the United States. Premier Smith acknowledges these concerns but urges calm and a focus on finding solutions. She emphasizes that Canada must be prepared to stand up for its interests, but also to engage in constructive dialogue. Smith stresses the importance of avoiding retaliatory measures, which she believes would only escalate the situation. She advocates for a strategic and diplomatic approach that prioritizes negotiation and compromise. Section 6. Smith's optimism for a mutually beneficial resolution. Despite the complexity of the trade dispute, Premier Smith remains optimistic about reaching a resolution that works for both Canada and the United States. She believes that President Trump's desire for wins can be leveraged to find common ground. Smith points to the fact that Canada is the United States' largest trading partner. This interdependence, she argues, creates a strong incentive for both sides to find a mutually beneficial agreement. Smith believes that by focusing on shared interests and pursuing a positive and collaborative approach, a trade war can be averted. Section 7. A Call for Change. The Looming Canadian Election. Premier Smith's visit to Washington and her outspoken criticism of Prime Minister Trudeau come at a time of heightened political significance in Canada. Her trip has not only drawn attention from political analysts but also from the general public who are keenly observing the unfolding events. Smith's remarks have sparked debates across the nation, with many Canadians questioning the current administration's policies and direction. With a federal election just around the corner, Smith's actions can also be seen through the lens of domestic politics. The timing of her visit and her pointed comments are strategic, aiming to galvanize support from those dissatisfied with the status quo. As Canadians prepare to head to the polls, the political landscape is becoming increasingly charged, with campaign rallies and voter engagement at an all-time high. She has been a vocal critic of Trudeau's leadership, and her comments about the need for a change in government are likely to resonate with some voters. Smith's speeches often highlight issues such as economic policies, healthcare, and national security, which are key concerns for many Canadians. Her ability to connect with voters on these topics could play a crucial role in swaying public opinion. The outcome of the election could have a significant impact on the future of Canada-U.S. relations. A shift in leadership might lead to new diplomatic strategies and trade agreements affecting everything from tariffs to environmental policies. The international community is watching closely, as the results could influence not just bilateral relations, but also global economic trends. A new government in Ottawa may bring a different approach to trade negotiations and diplomacy with the United States. This could mean renegotiating existing deals or forging new partnerships that better align with the new administration's vision. The stakes are high, and the decisions made in the coming months will shape the future of Canada on the world stage. Section 8. Conclusion. The future of Canada-U.S. trade relations. The current trade tensions between Canada and the United States represent a significant challenge, but also an opportunity for both countries to reassess their relationship and find ways to strengthen their economic ties. These tensions have arisen from various factors, including disagreements over tariffs, trade policies, and economic strategies. However, they also highlight the interdependence of the two economies and the need for collaboration to ensure mutual prosperity. Premier Smith's diplomatic mission to Washington reflects the urgency of the situation and the importance of finding a resolution that works for all parties involved. This mission aims to address key issues such as trade imbalances, market access, and regulatory cooperation. By engaging in open and constructive dialogue, both nations can work towards a more balanced and fair trade relationship. The coming weeks and months will be critical in determining the future of Canada-U.S. trade relations. The outcome of ongoing negotiations and the willingness of both sides to make concessions will play a significant role in shaping the economic landscape of North America. It is essential for both countries to prioritize long-term benefits over short-term gains. The outcome of the Canadian election, the approach of the new government in Ottawa, and the willingness of both sides to engage in constructive dialogue will all play a role in shaping the path forward. The new administration's policies and priorities will influence the direction of trade talks and the potential for reaching a comprehensive agreement. The stakes are high, and the decisions made in the coming months will have lasting impacts on both economies. It is crucial for leaders on both sides to remain committed to finding common ground and fostering a spirit of cooperation. By doing so, they can pave the way for a more prosperous and stable future for both Canada and the United States. As the political landscape evolves, it is important for stakeholders to stay informed and engaged. The involvement of businesses, policymakers, and the public will be key to ensuring that the trade relationship between Canada and the United States remains strong and beneficial for all. The future of Canada-U.S. trade relations is at a crossroads, and the actions taken now will determine the direction for years to come. By working together and addressing the challenges head-on, both countries can build a more resilient and dynamic economic partnership. In conclusion, the path forward for Canada-U.S. trade relations will require careful navigation, strategic thinking, and a commitment to collaboration. The potential for growth and prosperity is immense, but it will depend on the ability of both nations to work together and find solutions that benefit all parties involved. If you found this video informative, please subscribe, like, and share for more updates on Canada-U.S. trade relations. Your support helps us bring you the latest news and insights. Thank you for watching.